fans, and welcome to another exciting edition of Cammy's Comic Corner, Book of the Month for June 2011. I'm your host, as always, Cammy. Now, we have a different kind of Book of the Month. It's a collection of different stories. Is it still Book of the Month? Yes, it is, and you'll see why as I explain it to you. From Dark Horse, the Book of the Month for June 2011, we have Blacksad, which is written by Juan Diaz Canales and art by Juanjo Guarnido. Now, Blacksad is a film noir type style of comic. And I don't know what's with me and picking the whole film noir and the whole pulp noir and just the noir in general in these past couple of days, but I've been hooked. I've been bitten, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it a lot, as you can tell. Basically, all the stories are set in the 1950s in America, and all the characters are all anthropomorphic animals, and then whatever their personalities are, it reflects in which species they are. So the main character, John Blacksad, he is a cat, and you know, he's kind of the detective who always lands on his feet, as it were. But we follow him in 3 different stories, all beautifully illustrated by Guarnido. But the first one is Somewhere Within the Shadows, and basically it's the murder of an actress who used to be like an old flame that he first was a bodyguard for, and then later came to you know, have a little bit more of an intimate relationship with. He finds out with his detective skills that it's the murderer is someone very high up in society, and the police can't even touch him, but they help him out because they want this guy brought to justice. Eventually, he does track down the killer, and they make it up to look like a suicide after John's done with them. But basically, justice has been served, and the police cover it up. The next one is my favorite story of the entire collection. It's Arctic Nation, and basically, it focuses on the racial segregation of black and white in the 1950s. And so you have like a white power group called the Arctic Nation, which Aryan Nation, yeah, right. Terrorizing this small town, and it's rumored that they might have kidnapped this colored girl. And so John's been hired to track down this this little girl, talk to the mother, see why she didn't report it to the police, and then he starts to smell a different sort of conspiracy going on, and everything might not be as it seems. So that's a very, very action-packed story, and it gets rather explicit in some moments. But and the final story in this collection is Red Soul, and basically it focuses on the Red Scare during the 1960s. You know, the witch hunts, as it were, and then the trials for communists. Well, he finds out that an old professor of his is kind of in this one movement, and turns out someone's trying to kill him and his 12 apostles, which are like the 12 head communist guys. You got a couple of famous names throughout history scattered in this story in particular. But after he decides to become his old teacher's guardian angel, someone's out to kill him. And then you find out that there is a little bit more to it than that. He used to be maybe a Nazi, and someone's been hunting them down. So after finding this out, he has to try to help his old mentor, you know, escape custody, while putting himself, John Blacksad, in trouble at the same time. So you get 3 great tales, 184 pages in this collection, put out by Dark Horse. I mean, originally it came out in France, in Spanish, and it finally came to America here. And because it finally came and was published last year, it's now nominated for an Eisner this year. So if you want to get a one-up on the Eisners before they are announced, well, the winners are announced, be sure to pick up this comic collection. It will blow your mind, guaranteed. You won't feel like you're a furry fan or anything reading this, because I know that might be the first thing a lot of people think when they see this style of art. I mean, but we grew up with this kind of art. It's in Disney, and Guarnido in particular did a lot of animation stuff with Disney, so you can tell why it feels so, not forced at all, but like natural in the pairings of species and their counterparts there. But yes, that's the Book of the Month for June 2011. If you want more Cammy's Comic Corner goodness, check out www.cammyscomiccorner.com. From there you can read the Book of the Month selection, the whole little synopsis I give of it. And believe me, I don't want to brag, but I'm quite the writer. I are good at writing. Also, check out Geeky Talkie every Wednesday, the weekly review show every Sunday, and then my favorite covers of the week every Friday. And then at the end of the month, check out the top shelf selection. I mean, last month it was Liar's Kiss, and that's why the whole noir bug has bit me. So until then, this has been Cammy's Comic Corner. I have been your host, Cammy. In the comments, write what animal you think I would be.